a real honour to work on this project, and I have to thank the whole family for hosting me. They've made me feel at home. I've lived here as part of the family for the last 3 days, become really good friends with both Neil and his wife Rebecca, and the kids of course, and all really good fun and really good banter, and just a really lovely family, and it's been a real joy to create something hopefully they'll enjoy for many months, maybe years to come. Hi everyone, George here, and I'm very excited to be able to share with you the latest aquascape I've been working on here in Jersey. I've been here for 3 days now working on this exciting project, which is a 3-sided custom built aquarium. So you can view it from this side of course, the end view, this gives the reflections, and finally this view here. So it's been quite a challenging scape to create, so I'll talk more about the challenges later. But yeah, it's just been a really great project to work on. It's been quite a lot of time and energy have gone into preparing for this project. The background story is that this actual aquarium was originally a Triton reef system, so it's actually built in to this beautiful home's staircase here, and we have, this is really impressive, let me show you in here. This is all the running kit here. So as it was a Triton system, there's a lot of hardware already plumbed in, and it's a case of switching it over to a freshwater system. So we can use many of the same principles. We have a weir, we've got CO2 injection here, we've got some really powerful circulation pumps down here, all controllable, some very neat cabling. So it's a really lovely high-end system, as you can see. Lit with 6 Ecotech Gradion, I think there's a generation 4 LED units. These are used for reef normally, but we can adjust the spectrum to make them more specific for freshwater. So we've turned down the blues in particular on these units, running on 35% intensity. The tank itself measures, I think it's around 5 feet long by about 4 feet across here by about 3 foot tall. It gives us around 1,500 litres or 400 US gallons. I'll just show you the sump. This is where all the filtration happens in here. Quite a complex system. I'm not too familiar with sumps, but I tried to work it out for you. So here we have a Clarisy roller mat. This is a fancy mechanical filter. So the water bypasses through this fine mesh roller here, traps all of the debris. I don't know if you can see the brown stuff that's collecting there, and it constantly gets refreshed with new. Very clever system. It's a lot more complex than that, but that's basically how it works. We have the floating biomedia here. These are Wase pond pads. They need about 6 weeks to fully kind of get going, and they'll be tumbling around, and they act as a self-cleaning biomedia. We also have a carbon inline reactor here, and that is plumbed in to, in the background there, a big chiller unit, which also acts as a heater and keeps the water at 24 degrees Celsius no matter what the ambient temperature is. So we're in Jersey, they do have very hot summers here potentially, and with all the lighting, it's an enclosed system as well. It's important to keep the temperatures relatively cool, 24 degrees Celsius for the livestock and the plants that we're keeping. So the water flows through here basically, and then it comes into these 2 big circulation pumps here, and we have our CO2, very simple CO2 system. Just got a large in-tank diffuser here that gets sucked, all those microbubbles get sucked into this powerful pump here, and then they get output through this nozzle here, and you might just be able to see the CO2 mist there. The CO2 hasn't been on long yet, so that's why the drop checker's blue, but I'm sure we'll get a nice green colour. I think we're running about between 5 and 10 bubbles a second on here. We don't actually need a lot of CO2 because we're not running particularly high levels of light. We're only running 30-35% intensity. It's a deep tank, of course, with a big footprint, so we're not running high levels of light, and all the plants are easy. So let's talk about the scape itself. Firstly, I have to give a huge shout out to Aquarium Gardens and the staff there, who kindly packaged around 200 pots, mostly Tropica pots, with plant passports individually. Each pot had its own plant passport, I carried them on my flight in the hold luggage, 2 suitcases, absolutely chock-a-block with these plants, all packaged absolutely brilliantly. The guys must have spent hours packing them. And also grateful to Matt Eamon from Eamon Aquatics for helping us out with the Sump design. Let's talk about Escape. It's you could say it's a classic kind of nature aquarium scape, very bold hardscape, as you can see. Got some beautiful elderly stone here. We're actually using a plain gravel substrate here with nutrition capsules to feed the root feeders, which are all crypts at the moment. And I wanted to avoid soil because we have a very high circulation of water, and I didn't want to cause any kind of lifting of the soil. And I did want to get these really good circulation levels to ensure the CO2 gets distributed around the whole aquarium. You know, this is a huge aquarium with a really big footprint. So we really need to make sure all those plants have equal opportunity to that CO2. Hardscape, like I said, we've got some bold pieces of wood here. This is, I think it's XXL or XXL bogwood from Aquarium Gardens. It wasn't pre-soaked. So the first stage of the process was actually getting the wood in the tank, gluing it to the base of the glass, gluing it to each other, gluing it to the rocks, just to make sure it all stays completely secure after filling. And I'm very happy to say that we didn't get any floating wood or even hardly any floating plants. So I was really happy about that. So a bit more detail, shall we? Let's have a look. We've got a real mixture of crypts here. There's probably 10 species of crypts. The tallest ones will probably grow to about this high, Cryptocorini Wenditii tropica. We didn't really want to get really tall plants up here because they get blown around too much with the high circulating water levels. Wanted to keep it quite kind of minimalist. We've got some nice detail work with the Rio Zingu gravel from Deneley, and this is just the Hugo Kamishi plain sand here, very natural looking. Plant-wise, we've used, I can't remember how many pots of crypts we use a lot. And I didn't plant them into individual kind of portions. It would have taken so long to do that. Also, I just wanted to allow them to mature in their own way. It's nice to have a little bit of open space, some detail gravels as well. So one of the most challenging things was actually physically working in the tank. It's like I said, it's about 70 to 90 centimetres tall. I can't remember. I'll put the exact tank specs in the description. But it's a very tall tank, as you can see. Here's my hand on it there. And step ladders here. Raise these lights up as far as physically possible, and then literally leaning into the tank with a big pair of tweezers and planting into the sand, into the gravel. Lots of epiphyte plants, a classic mixture of crypts, ferns and bucophilandra. Nothing too surprising there for many of you, I guess. But the whole kind of concept with this scape was to keep it very low maintenance. So with that in mind, all the water changes are automated. So the water comes out of here directly from the mains, and it's on a timer, and this just fills up every morning around 30% a day for the first week. It's a huge volume of water, so we don't need to do that 50% a day, but 30% every morning. And then that literally just overfills into the drain, so there's no need to manually siphon any water. So that's all automated. We do have a liquid fertilizer auto doser as well. Here we are. So here's the liquid fertilizer. There's the doser down there with the red light, and that gets pumped in 30 ml a day. We can up the fertilizers as required if needed. Here we've got the built-in heater and chiller. It's still heating up the water now. The water going in was only about 13 degrees Celsius, so it's obviously taking a little bit of time to warm up. We finished scaping late last night, and so that's why the water isn't 100% clear yet, but I'm sure in 24 hours or so, and a couple more water changes, it'll be crystal clear. I'm expecting quite a lot of tannin production from the bogwood, but we are running that inline reactor, and combined with the water changes, I'm hoping that we won't see too much of the tannins. So one of the reasons Neil wanted to convert his reef into a low maintenance nature aquarium was just the expense and the maintenance that went into his reef tank. He couldn't really leave it for any length of time, and he just wanted something more sustainable and a little bit more naturalistic. So that's why he employed my services to help him out, and actually contacted me through Aquarium Gardens. We've chosen the fish already. Do let me know what you'd put in here, but we've gone through a few options, and I was quite keen to keep it quite naturalistic, quite not too kind of gaudy. So we've gone for 100 Harlequin Rasboras, 20 pearl gouramis, and 100 Amano shrimp for now. There could be options to stock more later on, but let us know what you think in the comments. The fish are on order from the local store, so they'll arrive in a couple of weeks' time. So this is the view as you walk through the kind of main thoroughfare, and I just think it's a really impactful and beautiful view. Beautiful Christmas tree here. The whole system was actually built into the home before the family moved in. You could just see the quality of the work, and it's really nice to see nature aquarium aquascaping showcased in such a beautiful aquarium system. But yeah, something quite unique, isn't it? You know, built into the staircase, viewable from 3 sides. And I know Neil likes to sit on his chair, which is around here, and you can see the nice view that he gets here. So that's it, guys. Beautiful system. I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop us a like, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and do let us know what fish you'd put in here. Like I say, we've chosen them already, but it's always interesting to know. So thanks again so much to Neil, Rebecca and the family for hosting me. Thanks to Aquarium Gardens for introducing me to this project, and for Aiming Aquatics, Matt Aiming, for helping us out on various technical aspects. Super grateful to all of you. You take care, keep on scaping. Cheerio.